This is Kurt, the bariatric carnivore. Well, there's been another vindication of the keto diet or low-carb diet lifestyle from science. Once again, the Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation just released a report last month where they studied multiple sclerosis and a low-carb ketogenic diet. And it turns out that these rat and mice studies that there was significant improvement for rats and mice with multiple sclerosis. They were regaining their sight, and a lot of other health problems that you would see with multiple sclerosis went away and abated with a low-carb diet. Now, frankly, I kind of disagree with the researchers. They were kind of big on avocado oils and olive oil to use instead of saturated fat. And that's just kind of typical of most of the scientific community, it seems like. They automatically assume that saturated fats are bad. And assuming that olive oil and avocado oil is avocado oil and olive oil. And frankly, there's a real good chance that most of the ones you get on the store shelf is about 30% canola oil. So unfortunately, the Food and Drug Administration allows the adulteration of pure olive oil at different phases of the manufacturing process and the bottling process, and a lot of manufacturers feel that they can save about 10% by adding in very cheap industrial seed oils to an otherwise good product. Normally, olive oil and avocado oil are fantastic if you can get pure sources, but frankly, if you buy by the price, you're not probably getting pure olive oil anymore. I get olive oil every time I go to Europe. I'm the guy who never goes to the duty-free shop to get olive oil, not to get booze. So that's an unfortunate reality. But the fact that the ketogenic diet helps with brain health and helps with nerve endings heal, which basically MS is an autoimmune disease, and it destroys the nerve endings and they destroys parts of the brain. And because the reason why I'm not particularly surprised by their findings is the keto diet was originally created for children with epilepsy. What they found is when they put the kids on a no-carb diet, their seizures decreased. It healed the brain and allowed, and we keep seeing that time and time again. There's a lot of people that have autoimmune diseases that heal after they switch to a low-carb or carnivore diet. And we see it a lot with people with type 2 diabetes and inflammation and chronic inflammation. We see healing in their arteries, and we see heart conditions get better as people keep getting, as people get less inflamed. But it's also very healing for the brain for people with dementia. One of the nicknames for Alzheimer's disease is type 3 diabetes, which is just an extension of everything that we're seeing with bad metabolic health going to the brain. You see a lot of elderly people who have various forms of dementia, and they just can't get enough sugar. They're always eating ice cream or candy and stuff like that because their brain can't handle the glucose, but their brain needs it. But when they switch them to a low-carb diet, and that's not always an easy transition, but once they do, they get a lot more cognitive function. There's been several studies that show a very big increase in cognitive function when people are put on a low-carb diet that have various stages of dementia. I'm not saying it's a complete cure, but it is certainly a good treatment option. And the researchers were quick to say that, look, just because you have MS and you go keto doesn't mean that you can quit your conventional treatments. I should know. I mean, my significant other has MS, and she's had it for over 20 years, and you would never know it. She teaches aerobics, she teaches yoga, she's a full-time professor. So she does a lot of stuff. She's not confined to a wheelchair. One of the reasons why I think that she has done so well is over 30 years ago, she decided that she was going to lose weight and used a program where she permanently shifted her eating and got rid of all processed flours, processed foods out of her system, all sugar, and basically went to a pretty low-carb diet. And since we've been dating, she's now gone to more of a pure carnivore diet, and her symptoms have even gotten better. So I'm not shocked that autoimmune diseases get better when you go low-carb. it's just another vindication of what we're trying to teach here. And if you like this message, if you agree that more people ought to consider going on a low-carb diet, please hit the like, subscribe button. The way things work in YouTube land is the more people that like your videos and the more people that see them, the more people will, it'll be put in their feeds. It lets the algorithm know that other people are enjoying these videos. So greatly appreciate your help and support in that part. This is Kirk, the Bariatric Carnivore. We'll talk to you tomorrow.